It's not always easy to do green building in Manhattan. The fact is that until recently, most green buildings in Manhattan are office buildings, like the New York Times Tower, the Bank of America Tower that's currently being built. So, in terms of complying with all the LEED requirements, which we will talk about a bit later, this has applied mostly to office buildings. The other thing which is specific to our business at My Home is that the core of our business is renovation, and we do renovation in existing buildings. So there are lots of things that are available to make a building greener that basically are out of reach to us. Because we do not usually redo change the windows. We do not redo the walls. We cannot always have a filtration system to filter the indoor air. So in terms of what we can achieve here at My Home, in terms of adopting green building practices, it is more narrow, but there's still, and that will be the second part of our presentation, there's still a lot of things we can do. And as I like to say, even if you cannot achieve the highest rating of efficiency, you can make your house greener one room at a time. LEED was adopted by the US Green Building Council. And what it is basically is a rating system that you use whenever you build a new house or office building. You have a checklist against which we will check the features of your building. And the rating system has 5 major areas: the site, the water efficiency, the energy use and atmosphere, which is the indoor air quality, materials and resources, indoor air quality, and innovation. Basically, water efficiency, I'll give you an example. If you're building a new house, a detached house, in a suburb, in order to qualify for the LEED points in water efficiency, you need to gather all the rainwater to use for irrigation. You need to recycle some what they call grey water used from the kitchen sink or the shower or the tub for other users. Energy, I think, is pretty self-explanatory, and it's pretty complex, and it goes much beyond what we do here at My Home. The way it works is, you have a project checklist, and you basically rate, there are tons of different categories, and for each category, whether you qualify or not, you'll get points or not. And at the end, you basically sum up all the points that you were able to achieve on your project. And depending on what the number of points, you will be classified as silver, gold, or platinum. I think the Bank of America Tower, has the platinum rating. So what can we do when we do a green renovation? What will be a green renovation? To make a renovation in New York, a green renovation, we really have to focus on the areas that we can impact. And these are the following: electricity. The goal here is to reduce consumption. Water, same thing, reduce consumption. We have to use products with a longer useful life. I'll give you an example. If you have the choice between carpeting or stone or ceramic for a floor, of course, stone, ceramic, or porcelain are going to last way longer than carpeting. Replace the non-renewable by renewable. One example is instead of having cabinetry made of wood, you can use cabinetry made of bamboo, because bamboo is basically a grass that grows very, very fast, and it grows without any pesticides or anything. Replace virgin materials by recycled. Again, it could be, instead of having a countertop made of new glass, you can have a countertop made of recycled glass. Of course, use low or no VOC materials. And most importantly, install these with safe adhesive and backing. And as far as the maintenance is concerned, maintain with safe cleaning products that do not contain any harsh chemicals. Over the last 2 years, the market has been inundated with all sorts of new products and paint products that satisfy either low VOC or no VOC. And I'm going to give a few examples. There's a company called American Clay Plaster. Their product is made from natural clay, aggregates, and natural pigments. Sherwin-Williams came with zero VOC paint brand called Harmony Interior. Another company that's almost dominant in this market is AFM. AFM has, they call these safe coat paints, zero VOC, and it's not only a range of paints, but all sorts of adhesive and other products that we can use in the construction process. Water efficiency. The first area you can focus is the toilets. Toilets in an average household are a substantial part of water consumption in a household, 30 or 40%. Over the last 10 years, we've moved from these old toilets that we had in the early 80s that consumed 4 gallons, 5 gallons, to the new 1.6 gallon per flow. That has been the standard for the last decade or so. What we now see is dual flush toilets, and these reduce the consumption by 30%. Another thing that we can use to reduce water consumption is having low flow shower heads. And I know these have a very bad reputation after that famous Seinfeld episode, but there are now some shower heads that really reduce consumption of water, yet because of special technology give the impression of a real vigorous shower. Another area where you can save both water and energy is clothes washer, washing machine. Bosch has the most efficient washing machine on the market, which is the Next. These machines that are highly efficient are usually front-loading, not top-loading. And in addition to the water savings, the electricity savings are substantial. For instance, this machine I was mentioning from Bosch consumes something like 180 kilowatts per year, and for the same number of use, a traditional top loader would use 933 kilowatts per hour. So this is a lot of electricity, and it makes sense because in a washing machine, 95% of the electricity is used to wash the water. So the more water you use, the more electricity you will use. Another interesting technique for reducing water and energy are these tankless water heaters. These are little boxes that are mounted on the wall, and they are powered by gas, and they only produce hot water when there is demand for it. So whenever somebody in the house turns one tap, the hot water tap, basically it sends a signal to this tankless heater, and immediately hot water is produced. So you don't have to stock the hot water in a tank. It's basically water on demand, and frankly you don't see the difference with a traditional technology. These machines have been in Europe for decades. I've had that in some homes where I lived, and you don't really see the difference. The other thing is that they are much more durable than the traditional electric tank. They last 25 years, instead of around 10 years for water tanks. Talk about energy efficiency strategies. Well, one thing everybody probably can think about is all the Energy Stars appliances. It has been now some time that the US government has passed these Energy Star regulations, and the benefits, for an average household can be substantial. The other thing you can do is, as I said before, you can substitute these old light bulbs and you can replace them with this compact fluorescent. Actually, some countries like Australia or the EU are talking about totally outlawing traditional incandescent bulbs by the end of this decade. Other things you can use are dimmers, as I said, and master controls. For the heat, have thermostat in every room, so that if some rooms are not used in a house, you will only use the rooms that you use.